Hello, happy Tuesday. It is rainy and it's gross here, but we are gonna do a really fun stream. So I was like putting things together today and I was kind of thinking about like budget, and I think we all talked about like budget like a lot here. I think we're all on a budget and I feel like I share a lot of that kind of stuff. So I was like going through kind of like scrolling through all of the deals and all of that kind of stuff today. So I wanted to just do like 15, like they're not all like on deal today, but they're all like my favorites, follower favorites, things like that, and they're all under 15. Hi Christy. Hello. So let's just go into it. I try to always like load my carousel up with like the lightning deals and like the really short deals first. So we'll talk about those. I'll hop around in the carousel. Of course, if you have questions, put it into the chat. I'm always kind of like looking here to see if y'all have questions. It's way more fun for me to answer questions than it is to just kind of like talk into the universe, right? And if you've never been to one of these streams, hi, I'm Ashley. This is Swift Wellness. We're just gonna like have fun today. So we're also going to hopefully have fun and not have internet troubles, because the rain and the wind do not do good things for my computer. So hi Yogi, hello. So yeah, let's just, like I said, go ahead and get started. Some of these things, obviously my followers who've been here recently have probably seen me share some of these a bunch, but like I said, these are all under 15, all super budget friendly, and then a lot of them I saw today were on lightning deals, so I was like, okay, we gotta do this. So let's go. Yesterday is when I shared like this smaller like book clip, and they're both actually on deal today. Hi Louise. So I started with this one. See, there we go. It's gonna be one of those days. Can you tell? So I wanted to start with the more bendable version, but I did put both of them into my stream today because they are both on deal. So I'm gonna close this extra like window out to try to like get it to work. So let me pull up this video. Like I said, I have both of them in here. They're both really, really great kind of little book lights. But this one in particular, the one I have highlighted, is $11. They're all under 15 today. But this is the super, super bendable kind of adjustable neck book light. So this one does have a little clip. It's like more of like a bind. Well, more like a, what do you call it, like alligator clip, I guess. But this one also does have a touch screen. So you can see in the video, I like to kind of share a video alongside things I'm chatting about, just so you can see. Sometimes the light is just like hard, especially with a light, to see against my ring light, kind of like if it's warm, if it's cold, if it's white, etc. Oh no, that sounds terrible. I think y'all got like a lot of snow in the Midwest, I think, right? Ugh. No snow here, just a lot of rain, just a lot of grossness. And it just, I don't know, it's blah. Like you can usually see like what I'm working with back here today. Just rainy, gross, all that. It's very Pacific Northwest though. So this one easily clips over a notebook, a textbook, a book, wherever you kind of want to clip it. This one's also a little bit bigger. It has that wider kind of alligator clip here, which is just going to be really good for like if you had a thinner table, or if you had, kind of like a small, kind of like narrower bed frame, a shelf, something like that, or windowsill even, if you wanted to kind of put it over your head, if you're reading in bed, for example, because it does have that like super bendable kind of a neck, makes it really easy to adjust it and kind of find like the right spot and the right kind of place for it. And then also this one has have a wider little kind of light source. It's probably like what, 1.5 inches to measuring, like 1.5 inches or so. And then it also does have that touch. So if I turn it on here, you do have like a kind of more yellow warm light, and then you do have those brightness settings, but then you also can switch over to a white light. So it's really like personal preference. Some people like a warmer light, some people like a little bit more like white light like this, but you can kind of adjust it. Basically the time, like whenever I share anything, you know, kind of like these, I think they're a little great gift idea. Obviously like Easter is kind of coming up, different things like that, or if you're looking for like a really affordable gift. Like I said, all of these items in the stream are under 15, so super easy. Kelly, hello, welcome. It's your first time. Hello. Hello Vera, and then I love that. Yeah, so this is, like I said, perfect for reading in bed at night. Like I said, if you have like a thinner like windowsill or a bed frame, or you're reading just a book, obviously your Kindle or something like that, like an e-reader has a backlight, but these are completely rechargeable. It has a little port here on the back. It uses that little, what is that? Is that a micro USB? That USB-C to charge. Really long lasting. Of course, it's just going to kind of depend on you know, what level of kind of like brightness. You know, you obviously have it brighter, you're gonna have less battery length, you're gonna have it dimmer, it's gonna last a little bit longer. I use these all the time. I find them hard to use. I like these. I think that they work super well. Let's see here. For just don't mind me, just moderating. There we go. Fixing it. But there are two different kinds, right? So if you are somebody who likes to read at night, or like I said, like a college student or something like that, that's in a dorm and that it is, you know, you need a more focused light source, this works really well. It says the clamp is too big, so that's kind of why I think I like this one. So it doesn't obviously have that adjustable neck, but if you find that it's like too big, this one is more like a kind of like money clip or like a book clip. So like if I was using, I don't have a, well, what if I have like a notebook here, I can switch. Let me switch to the other one really quickly. Boop. Where is this one? Let me switch to it in the carousel since we're talking about it. There you go. So with this one, it's super affordable also. I think it's like in that same price range and still rechargeable. This one has a USB. Oops, wrong way. This way. This little cover comes off the end. It slides off. There you go. And you can charge it that way. You can plug it in to, if you have like a cube that you use for like your phone or anything like that. Or, so I can kind of show you, I'm just gonna, this is actually my crossword book here, halfway through. But yeah, so you can take this and you can slip it on. If it's like something like this, it's just going to slip onto the cover, so it's definitely not going to be nearly as bulky, and it would slip onto like a notebook or something like that as well. So this one, unlike the clip one, right, so this one has that really adjustable bendable neck. This one slips on like this, and then you can bring it up, down, and kind of find that perfect height, and then you can tip the light here as well, so you can put it down a little bit more, or you could kind of bring it up. And then actually yesterday when I was playing around with this, I didn't realize you can also like turn it to the side. I did not know that until yesterday. Everybody, yeah, it is. Everybody's so cold. It's not like super cold here so much as it's just like wet, like damp and cold. That's what's gross. But then I won't like the whole page. Yeah, so obviously you can kind of just that, kind of adjust it however you want it to. If you want it a little bit closer down here, it's a little bit brighter, and then if you kind of tip it back, it's obviously going to be brighter for the whole page. Where am I located? In the Pacific Northwest. I feel like I'm one of the only like PNW like bloggers that I ever see, or streamers. I feel like everybody's like East Coast, maybe Central. Yeah, it's been good. So Deanna, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So there are two options. So kind of like Kelly said, if you find that this clip is a little bit too big, it's a little bit too bulky, and you don't maybe need the flexibility or kind of the adjustability of like a big neck like this, you could shift to something a little bit smaller. This is very much like pocket size. You could put it, it's like a stick of gum, honestly, that's how big it is. You could put it into your purse, your pocket, wherever, and kind of take it with you. Just like the other one, it is rechargeable. It also does have cool light, warm light, and then it also has adjustable brightness as well. So it is a kind of a button press like this versus this kind of like touch screen style pad, touch pad. But both are really affordable, and they're really cool little gift ideas if you have a book lover on your list or college student or the like. So really kind of great. Yay, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad I could help. Hot, then freezing, then raining. It's crazy. Are you down? And I feel like Texas is getting weather like that. I do not miss that about not living there anymore. Hi, John Mark. Hello. Also, Richard. Hi. Welcome to the chat. Kelly. Interesting. Florida. I feel like growing up in the Midwest, I was always like, Florida was like everybody's like vacation destination. Everybody like, that was like where you retired. Everybody was very, yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be hot. It's supposed to be warm. So I shared these this week, guys, and last week, and I'm like both excited and happy that these are on Lightning Deal today, and I'm a little bummed because I shared it last week and didn't know. We don't have any kind of advanced knowledge when things would be on deal and stuff like that. So I obviously have to share them, but I had no idea that they would be on Lightning Deal today. So two of like definitely the kind of like most popular fan favorites are this mushroom funnel, which I love, and then also the Monstera Spoon, which is great also for a plant lover gift idea. Both of these are. So everyone up north is saying it's so cold. What platform are you live on? So obviously I am just Amazon streamer. I don't really use Instagram. I don't really use Facebook. I'm like the most untechy millennial, I guess. But this is where you'll find me most often. And interesting. There's like a lot of arms of like Amazon, I feel like too, that you can like, yeah, I love just everyone's chat. We're just getting like way off topic. But yeah, I'm always here. I do know that Richard always shares my like handles and socials. Like if you're looking for me on like other channels, I have an online website. It's like an online magazine. That's where I'm most present, but I'm not like a live person. I don't do like Instagram stories. I would like have a lot of respect for those people. I'm just not good at it. That's wonder why I didn't. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people don't know that Amazon does this. So there's actually like a full tab, a whole like Amazon Live tab that you can go to. Yeah, no, it's super awesome. Have you used apple cider vinegar with olive oil? Ooh, no. I feel like that probably makes like a really good like marinade. I feel like. That's what I would think. But I've used like apple cider vinegar for a lot of things, but I put a little bit in like my pickles that I pickle, and we're getting very off topic, y'all. So I'm gonna stop like playing with this while I'm just chatting with y'all. I'm like reading everything in the chat, but there are two different sizes. I didn't look to see if the larger size was on the Lightning Deal today, but this is the smaller version. And as you can see by the video that's been playing, it is a kitchen funnel. So very fun. It's like very lighthearted. It's obviously very whimsical and a little silly, but for those of you who like something a little bit different, you don't, kind of want your just like standard plastic funnel, whatever, or you just don't have a lot of space. This is silicone. You've probably seen me kind of like playing around with it in my hand. And so it can go directly in the dishwasher, super easy for that. It's very small, so it would pack down if you have like limited space or something like that. But then also I'm using it for like, you know, liquids like this. So I was just using like balsamic vinegar, trying to give you something that I feel like would normally like stain. Kind of wanted to show you kind of what that looked like and how it's just like naturally kind of like non-stick. You can see it just kind of bubbling on the top. And then it also does work really well for, you know, dry goods as well. So because silicone is kind of like a naturally a little bit sticky, a little bit tacky substance, like I feel like you wouldn't want to use something like flour. It's not going to like, you know, kind of filter through, kind of like sugar is what I use there, just because it's like that, you know, kind of stickier texture. But one of the things I do like sharing this for is because silicone is such a really great like heat absorbent material, I really like sharing it as like a really simple way to like pour bacon grease in. You obviously like want to make sure you don't have any like chunks or like, you know, kind of like crispy fatty bits or whatever from it, but you could easily pour it in here and pour it into like a, you know, jar or something like that, and then, you know, recycle it that way or store. I just store it. Like you can reuse bacon grease obviously to cook with, whatever, but something like a plastic funnel or, you know, whatever you might be using might be you know, not tempered to be like with really hot oil, for example. And so of course there are two different sizes, and you see me keep playing with this. This is literally a mushroom funnel that when you flip it up then becomes your funnel here. So just like the video shows, naturally nonstick, you could easily just like wipe this out with like a damp cloth, or if you're lazy like me, you can just throw it in the dishwasher. It'll be perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about it melting like a normal like you know, like plastic funnel, for example. Actually, I did. Yesterday, oh, he's not in here today. Yesterday he was like sleeping on the job, and it was not a good look on him. Hey, hello, welcome to the stream. So anyway, like I mentioned, I guess I could pull this up really quick. Let me see if the large size is also on. Yeah, so it looks like they're both on Lightning Deal. And actually, so I wanted to make this an under 15, and so technically the extra large with the deal and with the kind of discount for the Lightning Deal today is literally $14.96. So it would technically fall underneath that $15 range. So I can also like add that to the end if y'all want to see it at the end. But if you click on the listing that's like linked right now, you'll see that that is that extra large deal. So, all right, let's move on to this spoon. So again, following along in that whimsical touch, these are the same brand, you know, the mushroom funnel, and then also this little fun Monstera spoon. So the way I was using it, or kind of like where I was talking about it earlier, when I kind of shared this before, also on Lightning Deal, also like what, 35% off today, kind of already all claimed. This is a great kind of party idea. I personally think if you were doing like a garden party or a spring party or an outdoor party, like obviously you could use this literally wherever you wanted, but if you're wondering like why on earth or when would I ever possibly use a spoon that looks like a Monstera leaf, there's a good example. But it is a really super cute ladle / you could use it easily for like pasta, because you can see the little indentations. It would kind of operate the same as the kind of like claw, I guess you could say, that you would use for pasta, but it also is a strainer spoon because it does have these holes in the center. So I feel like the spoon would work great, especially if you're doing some sort of packed. You could do that. That works. But I feel like if you were doing kind of like a buffet table, or you were doing some kind of like outdoor party or indoor party, wherever, and you wanted spoons for dishes and things like that, this is a really good like serving spoon, I feel like. This is also heat resistant, so this is not a silicone, and it kind of has like more of like a plasticky feel to it, but it is very heat resistant. So if you're worried about that, you don't have to worry about that. And so you can kind of use this as you would kind of like a normal spoon, like throughout your kitchen. But I like it for, like I said, something as a serving tool, as like a party, things with like kids as well. Like I think it's a really fun idea. And then I just like keep sharing like gift ideas for people, who are looking for something a little bit unique for, a friend or a loved one or something like that. And we do lots of plant streams around here. So you'll see me like share a lot of plant stuff. There's a few other plant things in the stream as well, but this is a fun little jungle spoon that I thought I wanted to share. And I did share it earlier last week, I think. And then of course this was another one I had no idea would be on Lightning Deal later, but it's a really fun, just little cute gadget or gizmo or tool or whatever you kind of want to call it. And then like Yogi said, the Nelly, the Papa Nelly, there's like this whole brand makes really cool kind of like fun characters. There's a lot of things that I think would be really cool, especially like the Nellies, for example, would be cool for like kids parties, themed like events and stuff like that. Like they're really, really cute, and they're also like all really well made, I think, as well. So you don't have to kind of worry about them getting damaged. They're like super durable and just like fun, like honestly. Okay, so I couldn't do like a 15 under 15 type of stream today if I didn't share my wall charger. This is probably one of the number one things I ever share. Yeah, I do too. And they actually, like, this brand has so many little fun kind of like kitchen gadgets and like cutesy little items. There's like bat wine openers and stuff. I just like was like, I can't have like this huge collection of things. So I was like, I'm gonna just pick like a few of my like favorites. So I'm on like a mushroom theme lately, and I don't really know why either, but hi Barbara. Hello. Okay, so like I said, 15 under 15. This outlet is also a surge protector. This is also just like a great item to have. If I showed you like my Amazon Prime like order history, I think I've ordered this thing like 4 or 5 times because I use it literally kind of throughout my house. I use it throughout my office, my entertainment center, like anywhere you need. So it also work really, really well in like your kitchen if you have lots of electronics or kind of kitchen gadgets, same thing, right? Appliances. Amazon customer, hey, thanks for the follow. And then also Jennifer, thank you as well for the follow or just joining in, right? I know Richard is just like on top of it all the time. I love it. So this is one of those items that I do kind of share frequently because it's so functional, and it's also under 10. Like it's one of those items that you just like can't go wrong with sometimes. And like I like this one because it has a little bit more kind of like functionality than a lot of some of the other USB like outlet extenders or surge protectors that I've used, because obviously this is a single outlet and it's going to cover that entire faceplate. So this is the reason that I like this one. I have another one that I share that has like a Nightlight, but this one has like a special place in like my heart because you can see this little groove and this kind of little indentation. And so when you put it against the wall, the faceplate of the outlet like literally sinks right into here. So when you do put it against the wall, it doesn't stick out, right? It like sits completely flush against the wall. And when I put it in like one of the, you know, kind of wall outlets that I did have on my house, like my outlets are like cut into the trim. I don't know who did that, but they are. And so like I couldn't quite like get it out and off the wall. So it really does, because it sinks in and it kind of almost like I guess cuddles, we're going to use that word, cuddles the cover of the outlet. It really is hard to get off. But also, in here in the center, you can see this is a little screw hole. So it does come with a really long screw. If you are afraid of this coming off the wall for any reason, you can anchor it on to with that. I have literally never, ever, ever had an issue. Like I said, I could barely like get my fingers behind it to try to get it off my wall when I like actually needed to. I know. I love that. And so it will cover the entire thing. So it takes that single, exactly 100%, like Jennifer said, you just unscrew the faceplate and then you just screw this directly in. So that like center screw that you'll see on the faceplate, that's where this goes like directly into on the outside. Yeah, I know, I love these under 10. It's like 50% off today. It doesn't like show it underneath for whatever reason, but it still is a really great super price for that. But this one I like because I have more, I feel like, functionality with it. It has all of the chargers that you literally need. So with that one outlet, it kind of transforms it into 5 of your standard plugs, but then it also has 3 USBs, and then it has 1 USB-C, which was such a lifesaver for me when I was moving, because if you have an Android or a Google phone, or you have one of the new iPhones, they don't use the USB anymore on the new charger outlet wall plugs. So like I have some other ones, or the one that I have at the Nightlight, still great, doesn't have this. And so this was like a lifesaver because I couldn't find like all of my other chargers and stuff. And the only ones I could find were the, you know, the new ones from my phone. I don't even have a new phone. Like I have like the I don't know, they're on like the 16 now or something, 15. So I don't even know. I'm like 2 or 3 iPhones back, but really, really functional. This is a so if I'm lagging, I apologize. Just do a little quick refresh. If you're on your mobile, what I've noticed is the best way to watch on your mobile is to click on the actual video, and it'll pull it up in like a vertical format. And so then if I'm talking or I'm showing something and you want to go to the product page and see it, it'll like make my little video a sticky. And so you'll not like lose the stream if you're switching to a video, like, or one of the products, for example. I learned that. I thought it was neat. If you're watching on like my channel or the homepage or wherever you might be watching me from, if you click to a product, I like disappear. And I've had people say like it's really hard to get back to you when that happens. So like I said, just click on the video, watch it in that live stream like vertical format if you're on your mobile phone. Hi Judy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So like I mentioned, this is a 50% off. This is a surge protector. So I do have people ask if it's like a fire hazard or things like that. And it really isn't, because of like, one, it's insulated, it's a surge protector, it's meant to handle all of these different electronics being plugged into it. But I've had other ones like the long strips and things like that start to pull out of the wall because they get heavy or they're awkward. Those are the ones that are like fire, like, you know, more likely to cause a fire or things like that because it's like pulling away. So this fits very snug and you don't have to worry about that. Yeah. So if you're watching, I think that's what goes around. They have like great stuff, but yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's a lot easier to watch that way if you're on your mobile phone, which I think a lot of people are. Yeah, exactly. And then, like Jennifer said, I personally think, and I know like my mom watches and things like that, like I think the easiest way, the best like user experience is on your desktop. But I also know a lot of people watch from their phones. So if you are, then definitely watch it that way. So okay, let's move on to probably another big, they do have, right? They do have really nice ones. I can't look at shopping stuff like that because I'll like justify it somehow that I should have like a splurge, but I don't know. Also, like if Monster Energy ever wants to sponsor any of these streams, I'm here, girl. Yeah, definitely like watch it like that too. I just opened this candle. I love these candles. I'm sorry, they don't fall in under 15. If you watch any streams, you know I love these candles. They're so good. But I did take the lid off and to try to show the like USB lighter. And I was like, oh, these candles do smell so good. Hi, Abby. Hello. So this is probably also one of my like, these are all great, but probably one of the ones that I use most often. Hi, Evans. It is popular today in the chat. Hello, everybody. Hey, Terry. Also, hi. I feel like everybody's here today. So probably one of my most used item. Yeah, I like watching like from my desktop too. Yeah, it all works out better. I wish there was like a completely separate app for like Amazon Lives and stuff like that. If you wanted to watch just like the kind of channel as it is, right? You just want to watch like full on videos. The scent lasts till the next day. I know, I just opened it and I was like, oh, so good. This one is, all right, we're getting off topic, but this one is balsam fir and cedarwood. I got this one like for Christmas time, and I've had it for a while. It's heavy, but they're great. So just again, this is a 15 under 15, but these are La Jolie Muse. I have yet to get one that I don't really love. It is just such a good one. Looking in your storefront for the Nightlight plug. Let me see. I could just put it in the stream really quickly. It's probably easier. It might have been a bit since, let's see here. Let me open up. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to open up a new browser because it's been like kind of finicky. All right, let's see, new window. Hi, I'm Matthew. Hello. What would that be? Let me look in my Prime history. Nightlight. Hi, Kenzie. Also, okay. Oh, it's not under 15, so y'all, you're gonna mess up my stream, but it's okay. Just kidding. Actually, I'm gonna add it to February favorites, Michelle. So just like I just added it, so just do a really quick refresh, and it should kind of be like right in the stream already, or in the storefront. Should be like one of the first ones. No, it's okay. It will not mess me up whatsoever. So like just no one. I'll put it in the stream right now. No one call me out for the outlet extender that's not 15 or under 15. But okay, I did just add it to the end of the stream too, Michelle. It's okay. And Kenzie, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I just linked it at the end. So. Per request. But that's the one that I do share that has the nightlight kind of around it. I have a picture of it somewhere. It's in here somewhere. I can also just like scroll or talking about the outlet, or while we're talking about the USB. It's been a while since I've shared this one, so I'm like, what did I call it in my... I feel like I called it like Nightlight something or other, but I'll look. And I feel like as soon as I like say I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be done looking for it, I'll find it, but that's okay. Bike light, nightlight, I don't know, it's in there somewhere. No, you're good. So let's just I'll scroll forward, and if I find that like a photo in my stream software that I have uploaded of the Nightlight one, we can always like I'll find it and come back, just so I'm not like sitting here like scrolling looking for it, because I think I did a picture of it. Oh, here it is. Look, see, told you. So that's what it looks like when it's on as a Nightlight. So it's like a touch button tap on the top, and then that Nightlight is kind of like light sensing, so as it gets darker in your room, that will like automatically turn on. You can control the brightness, you can kind of adjust accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to move back to the lighter. So I am, obviously y'all know I'm in the Northwest, and so I do a lot of camping. Right now it's obviously cold and it's gross, but when it is, and so this is a USB lighter. You can use it indoors for your like favorite candles and things like that, or these are windproof, and so since they're rechargeable, they use that micro USB, there you go. You can charge it and you can take it with you. This actually lasts for a really long time. It says 500 uses. I don't know what that means. But most prepper stores recommend to have this lighter being I love this. So with this, yes, that's probably one of the like underrated benefits of it, is it is windproof. So it works like this: charge it up, and then it has this little slider. So when I slide it up, you'll see the charge here. So it's 4 out of 4. It's already all the way charged up. If I slide this up, let's say it's in my bag, wherever, and it slides up, it won't, see how the lights went off? It like won't work, right? So you can't accidentally like run the battery out. It'll just automatically kind of time out. But when I slide it up, it has these 2 little prongs. And so when I press this button, there's a little beam of electricity that goes across between those 2 prongs. So this is what's going to take the place of a true flame. So no matches, no like big lighters, anything like that. It's going to take the place of it. So it is windproof, because you saw the little like electric. So if you're outside, you're having a party, or you're doing something like that where you just need to light a candle or a flame, or kind of things like that, this will work really well. For camping is why I like it, is because you could take this and you could use like a little bit of tinder or like a piece of paper or things like that. So if you have somebody who is, like you want to keep a flame away, you can't light anything unless it can fit in between those 2 tines. So that's why I'm saying if you're camping, it's like tinder or paper or something like that. Or it works really well in this case for a wick. So just to kind of show you, it's always harder to kind of like light a candle sideways so you can see. This is just my kind of wooden wick candle. I'm going to slide it up, press that wick right between the tines, and you guys can see it. It lights super, super quickly, really easy, and that took like obviously no time at all. So cover that up and let the light go out. Whee! Okay. So it smells so good, but I'm terrible that I don't want to like set off the smoke detector in the room and have to like deal with the beeping if whatever. So super simple to use, to carry with you, and it's a great kind of reusable alternative to using, again, single-use matches or lighters, or having to worry about lighter fluid, or having to worry about open flame somewhere. And like I said, this is kind of like a must-have if you're doing something outdoors and you're lighting candles, or you're kind of prepping something, because you don't have to worry about the wind kind of blowing out your matches, or having to constantly click your lighter. And this obviously would take the place of those longer neck lighters, not those short little kind of pocket size lighters. So I always use the lid. Yeah, I don't, like they will when you'll probably do it now. Yeah, there's like a little bit, like when you blow out the candle, there's like a little bit of smoke. So I just put the lid on, it kind of contains it, and then I don't have to worry about it drifting up into the room. So Bye, Louise. Have a good day. So super fun. Great little deal. It is like 55% off today. So a lot of these, honestly, were under 10. We love it. Soon it'll get nice out. Soon we can all sit under fire pits and go camping and all of that soon. So, okay, let's move on to this little gizmo. Boop. And it literally is called Gizmo. So, this is a snap. Can you hear that plane just going over? I do like to get fresh air into my room, so I'll have like the window open or something. I just like fresh air. I find the wood wicks, yeah. So the cottonwoods, yeah, definitely. I don't know what it is about them. Oh my goodness, that plane is just like slowly drifting. Yeah, I think the wood wicks, they burn just a little bit slower and a little bit crisper. I know, I can't like stop it. It's just a plane just flying by, and like by the time I go shut the window and like make it, there it goes. See, it's gone now. So, hey George, if you are looking for any kind of customer support, you'll want to go into your Prime account, go all the way to the bottom to the contact us. I unfortunately cannot help you. I'm just kind of working with some deals, streaming, etc. They will be able to contact and help you. So yeah, definitely want to get a hold of customer service for that. Okay, so talking about gizmos and gadgets, literally called a gizmo. This is also kind of a lifesaver for the kitchen, especially if you're busy, especially if you're like me and you burn yourself, or you're wanting to use and kind of like dirty up less dishes and all of that in your house. So this can be used on a pot or a bowl like I have here. You can literally put it on whatever surface that's kind of more circular, and it's going to be a clip-on strainer. So this works great if you have a heavier pot. For example, like my kind of like big cook pot is going to take 2 hands. So if I was cooking something I needed to strain out, whether that's pasta, whether that's like vegetables or whatever, I can still use both hands when I clip this on, and I don't have to worry about pouring that hot water into something in the sink, and I have to like aim it, and then sometimes the pasta noodles bounce out and then you lose some, or you spill some, or the colander moves, whatever. So this will clip directly onto that, and then I can use it just like a normal steamer. Hey Brenda, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So let me show you kind of what it looks like here. So you can see, obviously, this is, I just clicked it to a bowl so you could kind of see. So it has the little kind of pouch and pocket here where your strainer is. So if this was, I was cooking pasta, whatever, and I go to strain it, it's going to operate just like your normal strainer, and it's not going to budge. So these are really kind of strong, thick clips, and they're going to be the ones that clip to the side of the bowl, to the pot, to whatever you're using. And then it's going to come around here on the inside. So it's kind of hard for you to like show, but you can see this inner band, and then that's going to be what creates the seal here along your bowl, or there you go, along your bowl, your pot, your pan, whichever, and keep the water from leaking out the bottom. So it looks like it doesn't, but it really kind of like seals to the side of the bowl. You are welcome, Brenda. And obviously if you have any questions, let me know, feel free, ask away. We're just kind of going through everything. And then what's nice about this is silicone. So like I was talking earlier, it's great for high heat. So you're talking your, boiling water, your pasta, your veggies, etc. And because it's silicone, it is moldable, it is flexible, it is bendable. So if you have a bigger bowl, smaller bowl, whichever, you can cinch it down. So if I had a smaller one, I could make it smaller, etc., etc. You really can't make it too much bigger than this. So this is, I would say, like a medium, like saute pan maybe or so, because it can't like stretch farther. But any kind of bowl from kind of this size smaller would fit. It's just going to kind of change where this silicone seal lines up. And then obviously you can see as I bend it, a smaller and smaller bowl would have more of kind of like a funnel with that strainer in here. So really great little option. These are metal clips, so the only thing is you don't want to put this in the microwave. This does have metal clips, but other than that, you can literally like toss it into the dishwasher. It's great for your, being heat resistant. Silicone, very like
non-stick too, so it's easy to clean. You can rinse it off. Yogi said for crawfish boils. It is. It's yes, it is. We're in crawfish season, or getting there. We are there. Like Mardi Gras is like prime crawfish season, I think, right? I forget. I think I'm a bad southerner. I love crawfish, but I don't cook it. I don't do any. Yeah, I love. Anyway, I'm also not a super spicy person, so I always like the ones where they don't go super crazy with the hot and the spice. Just give me the little pieces of corn on the cob along with my crawfish, and I will be the happiest, Winnie the Pooh. So good. Okay, getting distracted by that. So of course they come in a few different colors. I have this kind of lime green color. There's orange, there's red, I think there's pink or purple or something like that. So really super useful. And then it's just over 10 today with the deal. Yeah, I you know what I'm talking about, that little a gif of Winnie the Pooh, and he puts his bib on and he just wiggles with his silverware. It's if I had to go through my phone, that's probably one of the most used ones that I share all the time. That and a whole bunch of Ron Swanson ones, usually some sort of sass. Okay, so let's chat about satin pillowcases. Of course, this is under 15, but there were so many under 10. This one's just above 5. So I think that's probably the kind of, cheapest deal, whatever you want to call it, on the stream today. And probably also, as far as follower favorites go, probably the one kind of thing that I share most often. There are tons of colors in here. If you don't like silver, there are a lot of really pretty jewel tones, and also different sizes. So I did notice when I was kind of uploading and kind of setting this up this morning, is different sizes, different colors do change the price. I think this gray in the queen size is probably one of the best deals, around $5. A lot of them are still under 10 though. They're in that kind of $7-8 range. So these do come in a set of 2. They're kind of an easy way to kind of update and elevate your bedroom. So I always share these as a great option for people who have curly hair or damaged hair, color treated hair, who deal with a lot of frizz or breakage. It's really, really gentle on your hair. As other people said yesterday, I think when I shared this, they like to wrap their hair up, or they put it up, or they braid it. There's a lot of different ways to be very protective of your hair at night, but a satin pillowcase is a really super affordable way, and they're always great because they feel really cool all night long. They're just kind of silky and soft, and it always feels it's the cool side of the pillow. So they're very breathable, and they also work really well for skincare. So same with hair, you have that frizz and that friction and that kind of rubbing that happens just naturally as you're sleeping. And so in this case, it's just more gentle on your skin as well, especially if you're trying to prevent those little fine lines, those wrinkles, keep the moisture in your skin, all of that. these are going to be so great for that. And like Evan said, they always have them on good deal or great deal. They really do. A lot of times you'll be able to find these on deal. They're almost always under 10. And there is 2 different variations. There's one with a kind of like envelope enclosure, like this one. You can see where this envelope here on the inside wraps around the pillow, and that's kind of what covers it and holds it and keeps it kind of tight in there. These are also, I think, queen size. These are like the larger size of the satin pillowcases, but then you can also do one if you prefer like a tighter fit, kind of that more seamless fit. They do have ones with a hidden zipper in them as well. Feel like those tend to be a little bit more expensive, but they're still really great deals. So I always kind of share these in my like kind of like beauty, skincare, self-care streams, because I think they pair really well with like night creams or any kind of like nighttime hair products and things like that. So super, super inexpensive and a really great alternative to really expensive like silk pillowcases, for example. Hey Rome, hello. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, where do I want to hop to really quickly? I think, because I was already scrolling through looking for that photo. Finette, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. If I can find it really quickly, I'm just gonna like jump to my Monstera. So I did talk about plants when I was talking about the spoons earlier today, with the Monstera Spoon. And so we obviously do talk a lot about plants. Here we go. And, you know, kind of that. And that once we get to a point where like I can like share plants with you that you could order on Amazon if you're far away from like a local nursery or your local nursery doesn't have things. I always like to kind of share those in combination. So I'm planning some plant streams. You guys have probably seen like the plant stream kind of like pop up in my channel and then disappear and pop up and disappear. And that's because like it keeps snowing everywhere. And so I keep pushing it back. And eventually we'll get to it, I promise, as I like shake this. So this is probably one of the other items that I share. I know, I love a plant stream too. I'm excited. And we could do like planters and things like that, but I feel like whenever I share a planter, for me, like I also want to plant at the same time. So I'm trying to kind of like combine them, I guess. So yeah, so this is my Monstera. It is so much more, this is like about a year ago. It's getting obnoxious. And I've been trimming it down for a while. Like this is about a year ago right here. And this is about 2 years ago when I first kind of like moved here. I put this in my car and it drove all like 2,000 miles from Texas to, the Northwest to Oregon. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this one because it's larger and it's bigger, and it kind of gives you a better kind of visualization of how these moss poles work. So if you have a climbing plant, whether it's like a Monstera, and you need to kind of like stabilize it, you can see how big this one is. I have so many of these like anchoring it, and this honestly, this video doesn't do a good job because it needed to be like re-anchored, because you can see like where it was like really growing off that one way. And so I needed to like restabilize it, but I digress. If you have a climbing plant, pothos, Monstera, you can also see it right here. Oop, I have one there. These are going to be so key. Do I take the cuttings and propagate them? Always. Here, that up there, hang on, I'll slide this back, is a propagation currently. So yes, I do a lot of, let's tip that back up now. messed up my stream. I do a lot of cuttings. Like the only way to keep this thing controlled is to like do lots of cuttings. And they propagate really well. So if somebody wants like more of a kind of like a beginner friendly plant, I personally think Monsteras are super easy. Just give it sun, give it lots of water, and it'll be a very happy plant. But it's pretty simple. But in terms of care, it's yeah. And when you have a Monstera, you can clip it very easily. It grows back really easily. It's super easy to make more of them. This one is a little bit finicky. This is a Monstera, but it's the Swiss cheese kind with the like small leaves. It's a little bit more finicky. Gets a little grumpy on me. So let's chat about these. So these are moss poles, and what they do is they stabilize, but they're also ideal for a plant that has aerial roots like a Monstera or a pothos. And if you've ever seen like a Monstera or a pothos in their natural environment, they're usually growing directly on a log, a tree, and they're climbing. So these are gonna mimic kind of that climbing behavior, but this is made of like a coconut fiber. So this is a moss pole, but the plant is able to absorb some nutrients from the coconut fiber in addition to being anchored to it and potentially kind of like growing along with it. Something more specific to like a Monstera like needs more moisture and more humidity. So a lot of times what I like to do also is because those little aerial roots are absorbing into the moss pole as it's climbing, as it's growing, I do like to mist these down. These are super eco-friendly. They won't mold or anything like that, but I do like to give them like a spritz with a water bottle so that the plant can also soak that up so it can, increase the humidity, etc. So with these are both also 15 inches as a moss pole, and this comes in a set of 2. And what's nice, and you can see it definitely here, is that as your plant grows, as it gets taller, you can take this moss pole and you can see this tall wooden kind of spike, and then this there's another plane, can go through the PVC pipe here in the center, and you can grow alongside your plant with these moss poles. So in this case, as she kind of like grew out, I like put a couple on either side, and I've kind of anchored her. Like I said, I did a very bad job with this, but you can see how they do stack. So as they get taller and the plant grows, you can extend these along with it. Yeah, I love it. I usually like propagate them in water, and then I'll put them like up here in dirt. Really, really easy to propagate them. So, yes, let's go back. Okay, I just want to talk about this. Let me take down this video. So I just wanted a shameless plug for my cute little dinosaur t-shirt today. I did put it in the stream. It fell in that 15 for 15 by a penny. I was like very excited about this, but it's just a fun little stretchy tee. You can see it has a lot of stretch in it. Just a small little fitted tee. It's really cute. It's obviously kind of like a blue and orange tie-dye. This is just a little like printed right? I just want to call them long necks because I grew up at the time of Land Before Time, millennial. Little foot here for you. I can't think of what they're like the actual name. Don't at me. And I know I should know, but I'm blanking on it right now. But I'm gonna call them long necks because anybody who's watched Land Before Time, totally, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not even just like making a stupid human like word for it. Yes, exactly. Just like going in search of tree leaves, tree stars. Man, yeah, I did. We raised Angus growing up. So actually, let's go this way. That is my grandpa's like ceramic jar. He always put his change in like every day, and it's got like Angus cattle on it. So I grew up on a grew up on a farm. But yeah, I loved Land Before Time. I was literally telling someone about this the other day. Is like, kids these days, when we were growing up, and I'm 36, I'm a millennial, right? The amount of like parents and main characters that died in Disney movies was high. And I think about that now, and I'm like, people wonder why we turned out the way that we did. The Land Before Time is a good example. Its mom dies, and then so does Petrie's mom, I think too. We're children watching this. Why? It's very sad, thinking back on it. Anyway, cute little tee. It comes in different kind of tie-dye colors. It comes in blue. I think there's some that legitimately don't have dinosaurs on them. Maybe they're all dinosaurs, I think. There's a bright pink tie-dye. There's black and white kind of. They're just fun. I just put it on today, and I was like, oh, it's under 15. It's gonna go. Yes, Bambi's mom, Mufasa, let me think. I'll keep thinking about this. Technically Cinderella's mom. She lived with her stepsisters. Hey, Nikki, thank you. And also, Judy, you're going to want to contact customer service. It'll be in your Amazon Prime account. Details at the very bottom. Unfortunately, I can't help you with that today. Okay. Let's not keep thinking about Disney movies where someone died. There's so many. What's the other one? The Fox and the Hound, I think, was another one. There's so many. What's the... there's enough. Let's let them going on. So let's talk about ice rollers. I'm just going to go down a wormhole now, thinking about all of the different movies and cartoons and stuff as children. 101 Dalmatians. There's so many. Or what about Babe, right? Or Charlotte's Web. That's what I'm thinking of. Charlotte's Web was also sad. In a way, the spider and it disappears. Anyway, we're gonna move on, because I'll just keep thinking about this all day, and then the next time I stream, I'll be like, okay, I thought of more. Let me tell you more. But it was always parents. Parents disappeared, right? And it was just sad. So let's talk about ice rollers. They all ended, right? It's just, there's always a redemption arc, right? Simba, everything works out, but it's I think about the Lion King, and it was why? Why are we killing movies? I mean, I understand, but come on. But Land Before Time might be the saddest, because it's Mom. Anyway, Anyway, let's move on from Bambi to. So, talking about ice rollers, this one's actually really, really affordable. That's why I added it today. It's another under 10 find. It's another very good kind of a self-care item. I feel I haven't shared this in a long time either. So this is a gel. So this is kind of a really lightweight kind of plastic-esque material. It really is kind of plastic, but and you can see in here this. Let me get it on the light. You can see where the gel is here on the inside. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this, and you could place it in the refrigerator if you don't want as much cold, or you could put this into the freezer, and it's going to really freeze this gel. And then you can take it out, and you can use it as a facial roller to kind of help with puffiness or any kind of inflammation. I also really, really like this if you're someone who suffers from migraines. What that piece of hair is. You can take this and put it into the freezer, and then you can just kind of roll across your forehead. It's also really good for tension headaches, or just kind of any headache or neck pain. You don't have to just use this on your face. You could use it kind of throughout your shoulders. I mean, you could use it literally anywhere else, but kind of thinking about that, you could use it through your neck, through your back for kind of sinus headaches, stress headaches, migraines, tension, all of that. But it also works really well to help with like puffiness and like reducing that what's the word I want? Like kind of giving yourself more of like a lymphatic drainage throughout your face. So this is like a larger version of like a roller. There's smaller ones. There's like gua sha stones, things like that. But this is a very good like entry level, not too much pressure. There's not a lot of like you don't need like a tutorial. Gua sha I feel like is a little bit more kind of like the next level compared to something like this, but it works really well and kind of in that same way. So if you were using it for like puffiness or kind of just like tightening the kind of skin around your face, etc., you just take it and you always work from the center and you work out. So obviously being really careful about like the delicate area around your eyes or your facial bones, your jaw, etc. And you're just gonna roll up and then out to the hairline. So you're just kind of pressing into your cheek, down along your jaw. And then if you're using it on your forehead, you're rolling out to the sides again, like here, and then this way. So you can control the pressure. The harder that you press, the more that you're just gonna like again press it into your skin, right? So you can do a really gentle, or you could do a lot more of a firm pressure. But like I said, it's not just for that kind of cosmetic usage. You can easily use it for forehead, any kind of neck, shoulder, body aches, body pains. You're literally only limited by, until the ice and like the coolness of it starts to fade. So, you can literally use it anywhere. I always just kind of refer to it as like, a facial roller, but you could use it throughout your entire body. It's very easy to use because you're just rolling it kind of from your hand, or you're using your own kind of pressure to use it. It's not like electronic, or it's not like a like massage gun, right, where you have kind of different speeds or anything like that. It's like very much like self-controlled. So wherever you want to reduce like puffiness, if you want to use it on maybe like a tension kind of injury or something like that, muscle pain, that kind of stuff, you could easily do that. I think there are also, anytime you can cool like bug bites or like rashes too, like in the summer and stuff, I feel like that always really helps with that. Yeah, essentially compression sleeves, exactly. Hey Erin, hello, thank you for the follow as well. So yeah, let's move on. And so of course, this Layla he is not actually. Ask him some questions. He'll answer you and tell you. He's definitely not. And then also Layla, thanks for the follow. I didn't say that earlier, but just a really great under 10 find. Also ideal kind of for self-care as well. So this is one I wouldn't suggest. Some of these can be heated or cooled. I would only suggest this is an ice roller. I would just use it cold. Don't there are some other variations that can be hot or cold, but this is just a cold roller. So I don't want to be responsible in case anybody explodes it. I don't know if that would happen or not, but okay. So really quickly, I think we only have like one thing left. That might be, like one thing after this. So also just want to put it in here. Hey Christine, thank you. Another just kind of perfect AI robot. Yeah, I mean that's an easy one, right? So these phone chargers, super simple. I obviously talk about my iPhone a lot. I do have an iPhone. There is another version of these charger cables that is for your Google phone, for your Android. But what I wanted to point out with these, one, they're under 10, they're like 65% off. They come in a set of 3 and they are a fast charging cable. So they have a standard USB on the back, so they would fit into your wall charger. Ta-da. But they're also 10 feet long. So there are a few different sizes too. I think I want to say there's like 5, 10, 15. There might even be a 20-foot one if you really want a longer one. But the reason that I'm kind of like, I pretty much, these are the older, like obviously the older version. If you have a new iPhone, like you all know, it has the USB-C. But what I like about these is these have a nylon braided cord. So if you have, let me see if I can get it to come up. Oh, no, it's not going to stretch far enough. So I have a really old Mac monitor, and the, cable is so unbelievably fried from, just getting bent all the time, right? So if you've ever had any electronic, right, that has a plastic or a silicone sleeve charging cable, you've probably seen it where it starts to break apart like here, right at the juncture point. So with the nylon cord, you can like knot it up, you can kind of pull on it, like you really can't damage these charging cables whatsoever. So these are perfect to kind of keep in literally wherever. These are Apple certified too, so like they aren't thanks, Layla. You know, have you ever used a cable that's like, have you ever used any like non-Apple charging cable or product? A lot of times they'll say like this, like this device or this charging cable isn't compatible with this device, etc. So these are certified, so these will work. You don't have to worry about it not working. And these are also a super fast charging cable as well. So if you want that like lightning fast kind of speed, these are great, but they're also even better because they're so durable. Like literally this is the only kind of charger cable that I use anymore, except for the ones with the lightning port, the ones that come with it. But I've pretty much switched over to these in like almost all contexts because they're just so long lasting, and I've broken and just like had that kind of cord bend so often and then just stop working. So these are really good. You can see me, I just keep kind of playing with them. They're insulated with that nylon, they're braided cord here. And then of course I literally, because I was trying to keep it at 15, like 15 under 15, I just put iPhone, but they definitely do make Android, Google, etc. So if you don't have that connector cable, you can obviously switch it. And I feel like 10 foot is like the perfect length. If you get it any longer, I feel like it's too long, and if you get it any shorter, it's not that much like longer than like your standard cable that comes with it. So I have one, obviously I'm using this one kind of to demo right now, but I have my like phone plugged into one so I can keep it like on this stand, and also like can talk to you, see the chat. Shelbell, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. Ooh, I love that. That's a really good idea. Because like giving these as a gift. These are also kind of an ideal gift today. I'm reading the chat. These are also kind of a ideal gift because they're so lightweight. They're a really good gift idea for someone who might have issues kind of with arthritis or can't hold like a heavier kind of tool. Like I said, those motorized or like electronic version. It's very lightweight and kind of be used kind of wherever, however, without a lot of like manual manipulation. So like I mentioned, really great. These do also come in a set of 3, so we're talking like 3 under 10. So like, let's say, I don't know, what is it, 3 for 8, like you're not, $2.50 or so, like super, super affordable and like easy to kind of have a few. I just keep those around, like I keep these around because who knows when you need one, if you lose one, etc. Okay, so the last thing I added in here were my transparent sticky notes. So Oh, I love that. I feel like anytime you can use ice and anytime you can kind of apply like a gentle pressure, it's always going to kind of be a benefit. When I was running all the time, I used a lot of like rolling, like trigger point style foam rolling and things like that. And so like I always kind of like the manual ones more, because if you have tension or muscle aches or soreness or things like that, I feel like much more of a gentle kind of pressure if you can do it yourself, as opposed to not being able to control something like that's like a low, medium, high type setting. So that was always my preference, to use like hollow foam rollers for that. So it worked always well. But where was I? Okay, yes. So last thing, I was like going through ideas today, and I have a massive sticky note. I have like all things like writer, and I like to be very like analog when it comes to scheduling. I'm not like good with like digital planners, digital schedules. I like to physically see things. I'm like trying to pull these out really quickly. And so Post-it notes are like one of my like kryptonites. I feel like, where did I hide that from myself? Oh, it's in here somewhere. Here we go. This is like last year's planner. I was trying to pull. I keep these. I don't know why. But I wanted to show you just like how many of these like I use. This is from last year. Here's some more. Here's some more. And so these come in a full set, and I switched over from like your standard kind of like sticky note, just like your go-to paper note a while ago. Just like some more. Here's a lot. See, I guess these are like normal notes, but I like these because they are transparent. So if you're using something like a paper planner or a book, I do know I've seen a lot of people use these to like make notes in like a book margin and things like that. So they look like this. And what I also linked is these pens. So I think the Mr. Pen, these transparent sticky notes don't come in, they don't have a pen, and this is a different brand. Most of the time, I'm pretty loyal. You can't even see it anymore. It's like rubbed off. See, it was right there. This is Diversity, and these are the only pens that I would tell you to use on these sticky notes, because they have this like, so whereas like a normal sticky note is just paper, you can use a pen, you can use whatever on it, these are a little bit of like, you can kind of hear it too, right? A little bit of like a plastic sheet, but they're transparent. So I don't want to waste that one. So if I was using, this is like Prime, this is from Prime Day. So if I was using one of these and I wrote like over in a book, if I was reading or something like that, I could still be able to read under whatever's on the sticky note. And so yeah, like you could easily like just lift up the sticky flap. But another kind of thing that I like these for, I'm just gonna use this like over here. So if I put it, you can see how it's kind of transparent, etc. But using those pens, and I linked those in there, if you wanted to also do like maybe I'm just going to do this really quickly. You could, I'm doing this is a bad job, but you could also use these really easily as like something to trace if you wanted, for example, and then I could just like pick it up and I could move it. I did a terrible job, y'all, but you could see what I'm saying. And then you could just move it to somewhere else and you could literally have traced it and moved it. So I don't use that use case really too much, but it definitely would really work for that as well. And so personally, I just use these as like a multi-way to layer, but they also, I know a lot of people will use them them, kind of in books and things like that to essentially write in the margins without necessarily writing in the book. So whether that's a textbook or, a novel or something like that, if you have like, I don't know, a Bible or something like that as well, like you can use these. They're sticky, but they're not so sticky that they would pull off or rip or tear a page. You watched me just kind of pull this off here. And these obviously come in a big set of different colors. It's literally like 600 different sticky notes. And these are 3x3. So these are a good size note as well for, whatever use that you want. But I did want to share these pens. These are the only pens that I would recommend using with any of these notes. You cannot use a normal pen. Can you? Yes. You can, but like this is that marker that I just used here. And then if I use a pen, you can like start to see, it's harder to see in person, that it is smeared. Can you erase on them? Well, I guess you'd have to use, let me see here. I have that friction pen from yesterday. The one that I was sharing along with the Rocket notebook. So like if I wrote on it, I think because like these aren't erasable. So I don't think this is from the Rocket pen. Yeah, I wouldn't try. No, I really wouldn't. Can you? Yeah, I wouldn't though. Kind of ruins them, I think. But this is, like I said, the only marker that I would suggest, because like a normal pen, can you write? Sure, but you guys can see how it's kind of like smeared a little bit. And if you use something like what is this? Is that like if you use like a ballpoint pen, like these absolutely smear really bad on here. So you definitely want to use like these kind. And they're really affordable too. I think they're like 4 or 5 pack for like $7 too. Really, really cheap. But I use these everywhere. So most specifically, kind of in a book, in a planner, things like that. But I really do like that kind of like a tracing ability as well, especially if you're taking notes or you want to like copy something down out of a textbook or something. You can just draw right over it, and then you could put this like in your notes too. So I wasted one, but that's fine. That's okay. It was a worth demonstration. So just like hovering really quickly, I'm just going to highlight those pens just so you can see. Cool. All right. I think that was it. Actually, let me see. We talk about oh, I forgot my brush. Really quickly, we'll wrap it up with the brush. This is also let me put this away. I don't know why I keep these. Like I usually keep like 1 year back. And I think it's just to like kind of revisit like what it was like sales if I'm doing things like that, or like big kind of weeks or whatever. It's easy to kind of like go back and reference or see what I was like doing and stuff. So like I said, very last thing, and I hid it from myself, is another, it's still on deal as well. It is, what is it, $11.98, so it is under $15. This is the Crave Naturals brush. I've shared this one before. This is a really great detangling brush. It's very soft and it's very gentle on your scalp, on your hair. It's great for detangling knots, anything like that. I like to use it as a post-shower wet brush. You can use it on wet hair. You could use it on dry hair, wherever. I have fairly fine hair. It's why I curl it. So that like it looks like I have more hair. You can see it, like it's so flat on this side. This hair brought to you by dry shampoo, which is like the only thing that adds volume. But you can use it on, curly hair, thick hair, fine hair, straight hair, etc. And it's very, very gentle on your scalp. So if you've, especially like wire bristle brushes, or like those really like rough, kind of like dry bristles as well. I hate them. So you can use this instead. I've literally had some of y'all tell me that you use it on your pets, like cats and stuff that hate having long hair brush. This works really well because they're firm enough to kind of break up those tangles and knots and all of that, but they're also like gentle enough that, like I said, they're not going to pull the hair at the scalp. So I think a lot of people, when I've shared this, are like, I use this on my kids because they hate having their hair brushed. They just like hate, won't sit still, etc. So this is going to be a really good tool to kind of use for them. And like I said, I use it right out of the shower. I use it as a wet brush. Yeah, here, I'll show you. Oh no. Let's see, I put my planner away. Let me go back really quick. So let me go back. Let's see, let me find December, January. I'm like, where? Those are old Post-its. When did I start using these? Somewhere in here, I think. So this would have been from March 4th. I'm like making sure this doesn't say anything for y'all who can't see. This is like my editor notes. So this is what it looks like. This is my budget. I'm gonna skip over that one probably. Swamp links. I'm like, what did I like write about? So anyway, but this was like March 4th of last year. So yes, the answer is they really do hold up well. There's another note that here's a good one. Let's see. Here, Friday priority. This was my notes list. So you can see, like, I was like uploading stuff for this was like Prime Day in Nordstrom. But yeah, these are old. They've like looks just as new. They're great. So I love them. Slay says, what do you use for your curls? I am a big fan of the T3 wand, which I feel like I do. I have to physically write it down. I use the T3 micro wand in like a 1-inch barrel. I can't use a curling iron to save my soul. They make a curling iron in the exact same way. It's the only thing that I've used that will keep my curls for the most part. This piece seems to have like straightened out because it's like kind of wet and rainy here, but yeah, it's really good. I've had it for years. I've probably had it 6 or 7 years now. It's a ceramic barrel, so it's a lot more gentle on your hair. It does less damage than like metal, and it just is really easy to use. I like a wand because I don't have to worry about that weird crease that you get from a curling iron if you don't do it right. But I can definitely like sleep in like my curls like this and like whatever, and I'll like literally wake up and just like do a couple as like a refresh, and then they're good to go. So it's like the only thing I've ever used that like keeps the curls in. So in terms of anything else, now you've got me playing with my hair. In terms of anything else, I use like a salt spray, and then just kind of like a oil to kind of like defrizz and stuff. So one, and then also Cowpot, thank you both for the follow. I appreciate it. Slay, also thank you. I'm like looking at this because I'm like making sure that this is in my chat, because I like was answering questions one day from like someone else's chat because I wasn't using my phone for the chat for once. Okay, so I think we've touched on everything. Yeah, I know Michelle was there for it. I was just like so embarrassed when I got off the like stream. It was rough. So let's just bop forward. So we did talk about everything in the stream today. These are all like 15 under 15, except for that outlet extender at the very end, because Michelle asked, and it's like $1 over or something like that. but I wanted to make it super, super budget friendly. You know, we kind of talked about, let's see here, if I went back, we obviously talked about both of the reading lights. This is the one with the kind of bendable, extendable neck. This is the one that's more of a clip that would slip onto the top. The bead strand, no, I don't have no. He just like comes and hangs out. There's literally like, if you watch some streams, you'll see it, like different people sharing things on different streamers. Like no one hired anybody. Also did talk about both of the reading lights. This is the smaller clip version, or you do have the bendable neck extendable. And then also just some fun little kind of kitchen ideas. These are both on Lightning Deal. I've shared these before. This is your silicone funnel. You can use it wet, you can use it dry, toss it into the dishwasher. And then this is my super fun little Monstera spoon. It is a strainer spoon, or it could work as a pasta spoon. And you can use that for parties, you can use that in your day-to-day, wherever it is heat resistant, and a really great little fun gift idea for a plant lover. And then always, and of course, I shared my outlet extender. Of course, we also talked about everything, so I'm literally just scrolling through really, really quickly. If anybody has any questions, ask away before we end the stream today. But super useful, probably the number one thing I've repurchased on Amazon. I look at my order history sometimes, and I'm like, okay. So also shared the USB lighter, windproof, amazing, rechargeable. He is not. Also the kitchen gizmo strainer. This clips onto the side of a bowl. Did you want to see the mushroom? I can go back really quickly if you want to see it, Jay-Z. I love this. Sure. So let me switch to the mushroom really quick. I got you. I'm going to highlight it really quickly. They are big boys. Okay, so this, let me scroll up and find it. So the mushroom is a funnel. So you can use this, like I said, you can use it for wet ingredients like balsamic vinegar, silicone, naturally a non-stick, so you can literally just wipe it down as soon as you're done with it. Or you could use it for something like a dry ingredient like sugar or anything like that. And again, just wipe it down really easily. You can store it wherever, but because it's silicone, you can also toss it directly into the dishwasher, and you don't have to worry about swipe where it says watch more, then click skincare I use. I'm like watching the chat. So anyway, you can use it wet, you can use it dry. It is on Lightning Deal today. It's like 22% off and about 25% claimed. So if you are watching Lightning Deals, you do have you do have 15 minutes once you add it to your cart. That's an Amazon thing. They will start a timer for you, and if you don't check out in time, you will lose out on the deal or the discount. So right now it's about 25% claimed. It's like ticking up, but you still have time, both until the end of the deal and then also till it sells out, or the brand has a limited quantity. So I do think Lightning Deals are all like only one. I think you can only do at one time. But they're still really fun. So this is the smaller version. There is an extra large version. It is also, I think, on Lightning Deal today. It's also under 15 as well, but really cute, fun little addition. So just to go over that because you asked. Okay, and then of course the spoon. Let me take this video down. And then continuing to kind of just scroll through the carousel. We also have the satin pillowcases. I do talk about these a lot for hair and skin and sleeping. The gray is 5. Thank you, Yogi. It's definitely, we can all tell that's getting towards the end. I appreciate it as always. But satin pillowcases, of course, great alternative to silk. They come in your standard, your queen, your king, and then if you want a larger size, they also do come into a like body pillow size as well. So really awesome deal. If you're changing the size and you're changing the color, not all of them are 57. Most of them are still under 10. It does come in a set of 2, and they're a great kind of upgrade and another alternative to a normal traditional pillowcase. Great for your hair, especially if you're prone to like breakage and frizz. Curly haired girls kind of know the struggle of like having to protect their hair kind of like all day. Not me. I do not have like curly hair naturally whatsoever, but also a shameless plug for my little dinosaur tea. It made it into the 15 under 15 by 1 penny. And then also, obviously, we talked about the ice rollers, all of these kind of like nylon charging cables. These are your lightning charging cables, super fast and very, very durable. This braided nylon won't kind of bend and tear and get damaged, the wires won't come out, etc. And you can see me twisting around. And of course, this is under 10 for the set of 3, and then these are all 10 foot. How did the projects go? They're going. They're going slowly but surely. Just trying to find the time in the world to get this done. And then of course where did it go really quickly? I'll like pull up that Monstera photo or video really quickly one more time. Where it's around here somewhere. The chat is just like going today. Of course now I can't find it. There it is. Ooh. So, and of course these are the moss poles that I was sharing. These are extendable. They come in a set of 2 for a total of 30 inches. So these do stack on top of each other. This wooden spike goes through the PVC pipe here at the top. And then you can do something like I did here with my Monstera, where I just kind of expanded and lengthened the pole as it grew. So really perfect for any of those kind of viney plants or any of those that do grow kind of vertically, more of your like tropical style plants, your pothos and things like that. So all right, I think we touched on everything one more time. Obviously, talked about the sticky notes that I pulled away already, and then the pens that I do suggest for these as well. So, yes, I think that's it. And also, thank you, Richard, 55,000 likes. Super fun, really cool. So if, just to finish my fine print of the day, if you're not already following, please do so. Please press that button, the yellow button that says follow is underneath this video. If you are watching on your desktop, click it there. If you're watching on your mobile phone, just click on the video that's streaming. And now, if you're not already watching it in that vertical version, on the right hand side will be my face, I think, and you can click on that little plus, and it will follow me as well. Don't say anything breaks. La, 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 la. If you are following, you should get a notification when I go live. If you're not getting those notifications, check the privacy settings on your phone, turn on push notifications, or Amazon will just kind of curate an experience for you when you log in. So if you're following, you're more likely to see new content that I've created, whether that's shoppable videos, shoppable photos, upcoming live streams, past live streams you might have missed, that'll all be like more accessible to you. And yeah, you also should go check out my storefront. These live streams do get recorded, they get uploaded and put on the interwebs, as it may be, for the next like 60 days. You can go watch them later, pause, start, stop, rewind, fast forward, all of that. And then you can always shop afterwards too. Of course, prices and deals, of course, subject to change, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's the fine print, end of the commercial. But they are really awesome to kind of check out later as well. Thanks, Carlos. I feel like as a saleswoman, we just talk about random things and then I show a project while we're talking about a random thing. So I think that's it. I just kind of scrolled all the way back to the very beginning. If you have any additional questions about any of the items in the carousel, let me know. Otherwise, once I sign off here, it'll take a minute, I'll upload it and you can watch it later as well. Yes, so I think that's it. So obviously I appreciate everybody who joined in. I'm going to do a few more deal streams probably kind of like throughout the week. Friday I'm going to do a pack with me. Y'all can kind of see what I take with me on like a trip with like a carry-on only. So I'll be kind of sharing some of those must-haves for trips, travel, all of that good stuff. So definitely go to my storefront. I'll be uploading stuff today and editing and going on from there. So I appreciate everybody coming on, watching, just like a full-on like a talk track. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Take care. Yo me, thank you for the follow. Richard, always thank you for sharing all of my socials. Of course, that is my storefront link down in the bottom. You can also just click, go to Google, search Swift Wellness plus Amazon. It'll pull all my stuff up. Swiftfit.net is my website. Also find tons of Amazon stuff there. And that's about it. So have the very best day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.